If you've been mentally foggy, distracted, or just off, then this video is for you. You sit down to focus and your brain just checks out. You forget the small things, you feel scattered brain during conversations, and no matter how hard you try to push through, it feels like something's missing. It's frustrating, and it's easy to start blaming yourself. But here's the truth. It's not just you. Mental clarity doesn't just vanish overnight. It gets chipped away by habits, inputs, and hidden stressors that most of us don't even notice until the fog sets in. In this video, I'm breaking down 5 things that quietly destroy your mental clarity and what you can do about it this week to finally feel sharp, focused, and in control again. Let's get into it. Let's start with the one thing that's destroying mental clarity more than anything else, and we're all doing it: constant phone use. Think about it. You wake up, and before your feet even hit the floor, you're already checking your notifications. Emails, group chats, Instagram, TikTok. You haven't even stood up yet, and your brain has already been hit with 15 different dopamine spikes before 8 a.m. Now multiply that by every scroll, every refresh, and every app switch that you do throughout the day. Your brain's dopamine system isn't designed to handle that. And over time, it adapts by doing something that's actually kind of scary. It lowers the sensitivity, meaning it takes more stimulation to feel the same level of focus or reward. So when you finally sit down to work or to read or to just be present, you can't. Your brain doesn't just want subtle or sustained. It wants more. It wants novelty, more scrolling, and more noise. And here's the kicker. It's not that you're broken. It's that your brain is actually doing exactly what it's been trained to do. So the fix? It's not about throwing your phone away or pretending that you're above technology. It's about retraining your brain to be okay with stillness and depth again. Here's what works. Start your day without your phone. Even 30 minutes makes a huge difference. Give your brain a chance to boot up in peace. Make a strong rule for yourself. No social media, no checking your phone within the first 30 minutes of waking up. I'll tell you what to replace that 30 minutes with later in this video. You should also keep your phone out of sight while doing deep work. Out of sight equals out of mind. The simple act of putting it in another room can instantly boost focus. Consider the use of grayscale or app timers, not as a punishment, but as a reset. These tools work really well if you use them deliberately. One of my favorite tools is this little guy right here. It's called the Brick. This thing has an NFC tag in it, and you can lock all of your apps and magnetize this to the fridge or something in another room, and you can't use them. This works great for your social media apps. I find that it's too easy to override all of the apps and the settings that can limit things on the phone itself. With this thing, until you get up again and tap it, you are not unlocking those apps. And no, I'm not affiliated with this company. I have nothing to do with them. I just really like the product. Now let's talk about the most underrated destroyer of mental clarity: poor sleep quality. I'm not just talking about how long you sleep. I'm talking about how well you sleep. And if you've been around this channel for any time now, you know that I am very passionate about this subject. You could get 8 hours of sleep on paper and still wake up groggy if your sleep was fragmented, light, or disrupted. Think of your brain like a computer. If you don't give it time to shut down and reset fully, it starts the next day with programs still running in the background. It's sluggish, it crashes, and it doesn't process clearly. During sleep, especially slow wave REM sleep, your brain consolidates memories, clears out metabolic waste, aka literally flushing out the toxins via the glymphatic system, which is like the lymphatic system but for your brain. It regulates emotional processing, and it balances neurotransmitters like dopamine, serotonin, and acetylcholine. Without all this, you're operating on fumes. And you don't need a sleep tracker to tell you all of this. If you're waking up tired, if you're dragging through the day, if you're feeling foggy mid-morning or emotionally off, it's probably your sleep. Here's how to fix it. Stick to a consistent sleep and wake time. Yes, even on the weekends. Your brain loves rhythm. Start winding down 60 to 90 minutes before bed. No screens, no heavy meals, and definitely no doom scrolling. If you have to use screens, consider a high-quality set of blue blocker glasses. Yes, the ones with the fancy orange lenses. Keep your room cool and dark. 65 to 68 degrees is ideal. Block the light, eliminate noise, and set the stage for real recovery. Also, magnesium glycinate is your friend. 200 to 400 milligrams before bed can support calm, deeper sleep. especially if your mind races at night. Every time I recommend this to a client, they come back saying, "You have changed my life with this supplement recommendation." Protect your mornings. Wake up gently, get sunlight, and no phone right away. This helps reset your circadian rhythm naturally, making it easier for you to fall asleep the next night. Most people are trying to fix brain fog with just supplements and productivity hacks. But if your sleep is garbage, none of it will stick. When it comes to mental clarity, your diet matters, but not in the way that most people think. I'm not going to tell you to go keto, cut out all carbs, or micromanage your macros. But I will say this: the more processed, artificial, and low quality your food is, the more foggy, tired, and off your brain is going to feel. Your brain is an organ, and like any other organ, it needs certain nutrients to function. Proteins, fats, vitamins, minerals. And when you replace those nutrients with seed oils, refined carbs, preservatives, and flavor enhancers, you're not fueling your brain, you're clogging it. Processed foods have been shown to trigger low-grade inflammation, even in healthy people. And inflammation directly interferes with neurotransmitters like dopamine, acetylcholine, and glutamate, all of which play a massive role in memory, focus, and learning speed. Here's what I recommend. Prioritize real food. If it came from the ground, a tree, or an animal, it's probably the right choice. Get enough protein, not just for muscle, but for brain performance. Protein gives you amino acids like tyrosine and tryptophan, which can support your dopamine and serotonin production. Choose fats that help your brain, not fight it. Avocados, extra virgin olive oil, walnuts, fatty fish, and avoid the inflammatory junk like canola oil, soybean oil, or anything fried. Cook more at home when you can. Even just a few times a week can shift your entire internal environment. Trust me, if you increase the amount of meals that are real, whole, and nutrient-dense foods, your brain will notice. Now, let me ask you something. When was the last time that you moved your body before noon? For most people, the answer is never. Here's the problem. When your morning starts in a sedentary state, when your brain doesn't get enough circulation or that natural movement spark, it stays flatlined. Movement, especially early in the day, is one of the most powerful activators of brain function that we have. It increases dopamine for motivation and focus, BDNF, which is brain-derived neurotropic factor, for learning, memory, and mood. It increases circulation and oxygenation, which is critical for executive function. You don't need a full workout. In fact, going hard in the gym every single morning can backfire if you're already stressed and under-recovered. But you do need some movement. Here's what I recommend for most people. Take a morning walk. Even 5 to 10 minutes outside can get your system online. Combine it with sunlight and you've just doubled your clarity potential. Try some micro workouts, 2 to 3 rounds of bodyweight squats, push-ups, or some kettlebell workouts. This can light up your whole nervous system in a good way. Movement isn't just about weight loss. It's also neurological. It's how you go from passive consumer mode to clear, directed, high agency human mode. So if you're feeling foggy every morning, start with movement. It's often the fastest fix. Lastly, and this one is very important, we live in a world of constant stimulation. From the moment we wake up to the moment we go to bed, there's input coming at us. Text messages, podcasts, caffeine, content, music, YouTube, more content, and it never stops. If you never interrupt that cycle, your brain becomes stuck in reaction mode. You never actually pause long enough to think clearly. And over time, that creates a mental environment where everything feels urgent, but nothing feels clear. This is what I mean when I say that you need a grounding practice. Here's some simple ways to ground yourself. 3 to 5 minutes of breath work. Sit, close your eyes, and do nothing but breathe. Inhale through your nose for 4, exhale for 6. Do that for 10 rounds. That alone can shift your nervous system from sympathetic, aka fight or flight, to parasympathetic, rest, reset, clarity. Try microjournaling. Open your phone or notebook and write. What are 3 things I need to focus on today? Or what is something that I'm grateful for? Gratitude is incredibly powerful. Try going outside without headphones. Sit, walk, or stretch. Do nothing but listen and observe. It sounds simple, but it works. You can also try listening to a 10-minute grounding meditation on YouTube. There are a lot of options out there. Your routine doesn't need to be complex. It just needs to be consistent. And even one intentional pause per day can help you show up clearer, calmer, and more focused than 90% of people out there. Let's recap the 5 biggest things that destroy your mental clarity. Constant dopamine spikes from phones and screens. Poor quality, inconsistent sleep. Processed, nutrient-poor foods. Sedentary mornings with no movement. No grounding or mental reset built into your day. Change even just one of those and your baseline will start to shift. Stack a few of them, or all of them, and things will get dramatically better much faster. And if you're working on improving your sleep, one of the easiest, highest impact things you can do is start using a high quality magnesium glycinate supplement in the evening. If you found this video helpful, drop a like, leave a comment, and subscribe for more no fluff, science-backed health strategies to help you feel like your best self again. If you have any questions at all, please drop a comment below and I'm happy to help in any way that I can. And as always, I'll see you in the next one.